Good
I'll
morning,
be.
Joe.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back, Tina. Welcome, everyone. And hi, primarily, hi, everybody. Um, and happy solstice to everyone. Solstice is Wednesday, so a couple of days in advance. And, in the past, I used to really have aversion toward these shorter days and kind of would look forward to solstice as being like the beginning of the end of the short days. And I know that you all know that solstice is indeed in part a celebration of the return of the light. Um, but as the years have gone by, I have really come to treasure solstice in these shorter days that coincide with solstice. Um, it really is for me an invitation to be still and go inward, and go inward with regard to spiritual practice in general, Dharma practice in particular, meditation in particular. So I would just invite you to maybe give a little bit of thought as the shortest day of the year approaches to how you might make these short days meaningful for you and your spiritual practice. Speaking of meditation, why don't we go ahead and settle in for some meditation? Please feel free to check if you need to make sure any devices have been silenced, which might disrupt your meditation. When you're ready, using whichever method you find most effective, please allow both your physical body and your mind to start to settle and rest, to become quiet and still. When you're ready, please go ahead and gently transition into meditation on the inner body. Please become the silent observer of sensations within your inner body. Sensations that may start in your hands and your feet in the form of a tingling, perhaps a lightness, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a pulsation. Just be the silent observer. the natural tendency of these sensations is for them to travel up into your arms and your legs, perhaps into the region of your chest, perhaps into your face and your cheeks. To inspire your meditation, you may find it beneficial to bring to mind the image of a mountain. The mountain is balanced, grounded, and stable. The mountain does have consciousness, and as such, you can know that all it does, day after day, season after season, is observe silently. Snow may fall on the mountain, accumulate, and then disappear. A nearby river may rise and then recede. Leaves may appear on the branches of nearby trees, change color, and then fall to the ground. The mountain simply observes silently. No praise, no blame, no labeling, no speculation, no expectation. Be like a mountain. Be like a mountain with ancient wisdom consciousness as you silently observe sensations within your own body mountain. In all of the sutras, there is no meditation more profound and meaningful than meditation on the inner body. With this practice, you can progress on and complete the path. Please make a gentle prayer to yourself to resolve to apply skillful wisdom effort to your meditation practice. And now, very gently, please allow your consciousness to become less absorbed as you begin to arise from meditation. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation and Dharma talk to world peace. May all beings without exception have an abundance of pure air and water, delicious, nutritious food, safe, warm, dry, reliable, affordable shelter, and comfortable, functional, attractive clothing. And with everyone's basic needs met, may we all progress on wisdom paths that lead to complete and permanent liberation from all forms of suffering. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Welcome back, everyone. Excuse me for just a minute. I forgot to put out the meditation in progress sign. Please talk softly. I'll be right back. Pardon the interruption. We have a class starting next door at 9 o'clock, and people are going to be arriving here pretty soon. Those Kundalini yoga folks can get pretty rowdy and boisterous at times. So I'm kidding, of course. So we are continuing our examination of the perfection of effort. Keep in mind that this is, of course, a practice of the Bodhisattva. There is effort and there is the perfection of effort. The perfection of effort, it moves from effort to the perfection of effort when our intention and aspiration for applying effort and learning how to apply effort, when that intention and motivation is based with the wish to benefit all beings, all those who share our world with us. Everything a bodhisattva does, she or he does so for the main purpose of benefiting those around her or him, those who share their world with her or him. So I'd like to talk with you for just a minute, just a little bit more context setting before we start to move into kind of the more traditional presentation of the perfection of effort. Heretofore, I've been sharing and encouraging you to examine effort and the perfection of effort in an experiential way, kind of asking questions about what is it that you do, what is your practice, why are you doing what you do, kind of some foundational questions, which hopefully will inspire us to recognize the benefits of Dharma practice in general and applying effort in particular. And as my teacher Geshe Kelsang says, when we understand the benefits of something, we will apply effort. And if we apply effort, we can accomplish anything. Hence the reason for those kind of foundational examinations that I've been inviting you to undertake. So, as I say, just a little bit more context. When we encounter delusions, painful and sometimes harmful states of mind, we are encouraged to apply what are called opponents to those delusions. So, as you know, the three root delusions are anger/aversion, attachment, sometimes called desirous attachment, and ignorance. So the opponent to aversion is patient acceptance. The opponent to attachment is wisdom realizing impermanence, recognizing the impermanence of phenomena. The opponent to deluded pride, being prideful, is humility. The opponent to greed is generosity, and so on. You kind of see how these different states of mind and practices that give rise to those states of mind oppose these various delusions. An opponent is different from an antidote. There's a difference between an opponent and an antidote. The opponent is a temporary reprieve, really, at the end of the day. It's a temporary reprieve from the delusion that we're experiencing. An analogy that is often used in the sutras is when we are pulling weeds in the garden, right? We can pull a weed and sometimes the pulling of the weed, it kind of breaks off somewhere in the ground, and there are roots that are still in the soil. We have opposed the weed by partially pulling it out, but ultimately the antidote is going to be pulling out the entire root of the weed plant, right? I was thinking about this when we have a flu virus. This has seasonal relevance for some of us, I think. When we have a flu virus, we might experience various forms of discomfort as a result of the flu virus. Like maybe we'll get a temperature. And then in order to oppose the flu virus, we might take aspirin or ibuprofen to kind of bring the temperature down, to bring our fever down. But really, ultimately, that's not an antidote for, for the flu virus. What constitutes the ultimate antidote kind of varies from each of us. And I don't want to get into a controversial conversation about healthcare. But one possible view of an antidote for the flu virus, as opposed to an opponent to the flu virus is rest, right? Rest. I think we can, I don't think that's too objectionable. At the end of the day, rest will help us with a virus and really, I think, serve as an antidote as opposed to an opponent. How this links up to delusions is the ultimate antidote, and indeed the only antidote to all of our delusions is wisdom. Wisdom realizing impermanence, and that is the antidote to the root delusion of ignorance. Like, please, I would invite you to commit this to memory. The root delusion is ignorance, and the antidote, not the opponent, the antidote to the root delusion and all other delusions is wisdom realizing wisdom realizing emptiness. This may seem like kind of like Dharma subtleties. Like sometimes it might seem like we talk about it, might seem like a fine point of the Dharma. It's not. It is foundational, and it is very important to recognize the difference between opponents and antidotes to delusions. And for the remainder of our discussion, our classes on the application of effort, we will be talking about opponents to the delusion. We will be discussing opponents to the delusions which prevent us from applying effort. Okay, sorry, that was a little not too clear. There is the perfection of effort, and there are delusions that interfere with our practice of the perfection of effort, and that delusion which obstructs our practice of effort is laziness. So we're going to be talking for the remainder of our classes about the three main forms of laziness. There is the laziness of procrastination. There is the laziness of being attracted, which is being attracted to what is meaningless or non-virtuous. And there is the laziness of discouragement. Those are the three main types of laziness. Laziness which obstructs our ability to practice effort, this important perfection which impels us to move forward with our Dharma practice. By the way, you may be wondering, what is the definition of effort? Definition of effort is a mind that delights in virtue. So really beautiful definition and kind of thought-provoking. I think I would invite you to treat that as a take-home assignment to contemplate the meaning, the definition of effort, a mind that delights in virtue. So we'll get into the three forms of laziness Friday and next week, and maybe beyond. Before I let you guys go, I wanted to tell you that yesterday, over the course of the weekend, Lotus Center sent out our year-end fundraising letter. We send a fundraising letter out every year. Some of you are on that mailing list and should be receiving this appeal within the next day or two. And Lotus Center is a nonprofit organization, and it is through Lotus Center that we have the resources to have these meditation classes and practice together and have our Sangha activities. So if you have the means and are happy to do so, I would invite you to please consider making a donation to Lotus Center. Even bigger than that, I would invite you to consider during this season of giving, I would invite you to consider giving to any charitable organization that improves our quality of life, improves your quality of life. And even bigger than that, I would invite you to just consider the meaning of giving, the importance of giving, whatever form that takes. for you, especially within your understanding of the perfection of giving. Yeah, so that's just wanted to plant that seed with regard to generosity and giving, and perhaps to supporting your Lotus Center. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day and a great week, and I hope to see you on Friday.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're
Thank you,
most
Jeff.
welcome. You're most welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a good day.
And you.